Oh yeah, we got the next game going, which is WeiFu versus nacanoob. And WeiFu is obviously sporting the Oil Rogue. nacanoob is sporting the same deck that we saw last game in the Druid thing. And he also got some nice combos off as well. He didn't get as much ramp as he probably would have liked. And obviously this game does kind of feel in the same fashion where he's not really able to get too much ramp off. And yeah, nice slow start, but he will have like a turn 3 play potentially. And if he wants to go for a turn 4 in silencing the Thalnos, that would also be decent. I mean, there's not going to be too much to silence in a rogue deck anyway, besides like the Violet Teacher and Edwin potentially, but Edwin's not really even played too much anymore. We did see Koroneko sporting the Edwin a little bit earlier. So we'll see Koroneko face a little bit later tonight. He's actually probably going to be in the next match, to be honest. But WeiFu, he's going to start out with the Violet Teacher. That potentially does mean that nacanoob does silence it. Yeah, and he's going to go straight for a silence. Not messing around whatsoever. Really fast play there.
Pay attention, class.
WeiFu's just going to throw out another one. And he has so many spells next turn to actually play with it. He has like a blade or Phantom Knives he could cycle. I mean, he has so much work he could do with that. Wrath looks like it's going to come down for 3 to kill the one that actually is a threat. Nice, okay, so both Violet Teachers have been taken care of in essence of their summoning capabilities, but there still is one on board that could do a lot of work here. So we might see, I'm thinking, we could see him do like a Phantom Knives, Blade Flurry if he really wants to kill a Shade. But hopefully he's not that desperate. So WeiFu, other options besides Phantom, actually he would have mana problems if he tried to do the Phantom Knives Blade Flurry to kill the Shade. He doesn't have a weapon up, which is the problem right here.
Choose soon. So many options.
This guy's toast. I see. This guy's toast.
Okay, so looks like God Maste and Email Support are actually going to finish their last game without me watching, which is cool, not a big deal. Obviously, you know, they played a couple games together, so they know each other's decks, so if they don't play the same deck, their opponent will let me know, and no big deal. Alright, yeah, email support is not responding, but anyway, so to this game, some really nice development on nacanoob side. Obviously, it's going to have a big kind of a lead going into this, but you know, WeiFu will have some nice board clear. He has weapon enhancement, he has Blade Flurry. So we can take this guy out quite easily.
I wonder.
Now he's gonna start with a pile of shredder. That potentially, I guess, just for board development, and then deadly poison, maybe to take out the Lotheb. I'm not really sure. Maybe he's just going to blade flurry this down anyway, and to do that he would have to tag his face into the Azure Drake. And there we go with the. Yeah, and he goes for that. He takes out the whole board. Nacanoob is actually going to start with some cycle, it looks like. Actually, some card draw, not necessarily. Interesting. So he's trying to figure out which card he wants to play. And he gets a shade. That's exactly what he wanted to get, I think. He kind of thought that he could potentially get a shade, and that's what he got. So WeiFu is going to start with a prep sprint, probably. And Nacanoob is just going to continue accumulating. He could potentially, I think he's almost trying to survive. This WeiFu could burst him out quite nicely. He doesn't have the Tinker Shop Flora. He has the Blade Flurry for the burst damage potentially. So Nacanoob is playing a little bit defensively here. And that's a really nice minion. I mean, Nacanoob wanted something like that that could trade very well with the Shade. And here we go with an okay, so he's gonna coin out the Ancient of Lore. I mean, innervate it out to get some extra card draw. And that leaves lethal potentially on the board. Oh, he's gonna heal actually. He's not gonna. Okay, so he's just gonna heal, try to extend the game, slow WeiFu down a little bit. Now WeiFu, what can he do to answer this? A fairly decent sized board for Nacanoob. It looks like he's just gonna go for a sprint. That would really put him at a lot of cards. Maybe he's trying to figure out. The other solid play, I guess, would be. Okay, so he gets a deadly poison, which he desperately needs. He's almost gonna overdraw. He needs to play something here, or else he'll burn a card next turn. This looks like he's gonna sap the lore. That would be an interesting play, considering the lore is generally the most powerful when you actually play it on the field. So he's going to get the double Battlecry effect. And I think he just played that because of the threat of lethal. Now it looks like Nacanoob could just replay his lore and, I guess, do a hero power. But it looks like he's just going to use Azure Drake along with the Druid Claw. Oh, will he draw after this? I think that he should probably draw off the lore. He doesn't. I don't think he needs to heal again. But that would leave both guys with so much healing. I mean, so many cards. Alright, so here we go. Drew the Claw. Oh, is he gonna heal? That arrow kind of signifies he's gonna heal. He's thinking about this quite hard. I personally would definitely just throw down Azure Drake and Claw. And then save the lore depending on how you want to use it a little later on. You can use it for cards or heal a little later on. It looks like that's the play that he chooses to do as well. And he gets another lore. Alright, cool. So this could be used here with a nice Blade Flurry. He has so many cards, so many options. So what would... I guess he would start out maybe to get his combo going.
Many options.
He could start out with a South Sea Deckhand, get his oil up, get a Deadly Poison up, and then do a Blade Flurry. He couldn't attack, obviously, the face. So lethal's probably not there, but he could clear the board. Looks like he wants to start out his combo with an Azure Drake. Now does he follow this up? He could follow this up with a Backstab, Oil, and then a Blade Flurry. So if he does a Backstab here, he doesn't need the extra bonus damage from the Deadly Poison.
Choose soon.
Or he could just do like a Deadly Poison, hit the bear. I'll just Blade Flurry this down. Okay, that works as well. So the board's now dead, and nacanoob has some healing or card draw potential. He's so close to getting the combo though. 4 damage off and 1 card off. He's gonna lay down a naked BGH, just to have the presence. Ooh, and we have to take a look at this deck. WeiFu is running, only has 5 cards left. He probably has plenty of damage to actually finish this, but it is potentially relevant. And is he going for it right now? We can see him, he has double oil. Yeah, it looks like he's going for it. Yep, and he got it. Alright, so WeiFu's going to take game number 1. And let's take a quick look at the brackets. Well, actually... we could take a quick look at God Mastey's game. Should we take a quick look at God Mastey's game? Yeah, these guys are in the battle right here. Let's take a quick look, and then we'll get back into nakanoob's game real fast. And WeiFu. So this shouldn't be long to load up. Oh, nice. So... nice, these guys almost have it, turn 9. So these guys are fighting out their last game. I wasn't allowed to watch it, or I'm not like watching it fully, but nice. Okay, so it looks like they're doing their thing. Let's get back into nakanoob's game. So those guys, the reason that they're fighting their game without me watching is because God Mastey had to leave in the middle of his best of 3 series. He had to leave for like 30 minutes, which is cool, no worries. And they are just finishing that out while I finish out this game with WeiFu and nacanoob, and then they'll just tell me who wins. I have that little skirmish, and then we'll update the brackets. But as far as this game, WeiFu is up by 1 match versus nacanoob, and this is best of 3, so nacanoob will have to win 2 games in a row, and he did... he didn't... looks like he didn't have his ramp just yet. So he's not getting the luckiest... he hasn't gotten... I don't even know if he runs Wild Growth. It almost feels like he doesn't. I'm gonna actually check his deck list. I'm curious if nacanoob even runs a Wild Growth. He hasn't been getting it for a long time. Yeah, look, it is. Yeah, it is in his deck list, but we just haven't seen it. We might have just lagged out here, considering these guys aren't doing anything. So we might have to reload this. Okay, let's reload this. We're not gonna wait for them to... yeah, it looks like we did lag out, considering a bear was played. Okay, so Backstab's gonna go down on the bear, and he's gonna follow that up with a Tinker Sharpsword Oil attack, it looks like. That will leave a nice weapon for next turn if he needs it. He doesn't really have a nice 4-drop, but he has plenty of 3-drops to kind of fill in his curve. Oh wow. nacanoob is forced to even keeper the face. That's never what you want to do. WeiFu's gonna heal back up. Will he take down this keeper with his dagger? I think it would be solid. he might be tempted to keep the dagger just for a Blade Flurry, but he has no Blade Flurry in his hand, so he feels fine just by using that. It looks like Nacanoob just gonna kill the Shade, or I mean the Farseer, lay down the Shade, and it'll probably grow fairly nicely, considering there's no AoE for a long time for WeiFu. Unless he gets like a... okay, yeah. He could potentially have gotten a Phantom Knives there, and he has the prep to use it, and that would have killed the Shade, but... nice try, but didn't get that lucky. Lotharb's gonna come down. Challenges the Azure Drake very well. Ooh, Nakanoob's even going to attack with this Shade. Rather interesting. I guess that could potentially mean that he has the Wrath to finish off the Azure Drake next turn. And I think that's what his plan was anyway. But he also will go into turn 7, which he probably wants to play an Ancient of Lore. But if this Drake does trade with the Shade, that means he's almost basically forced to do a Wrath for 1, or Hero Power, whatever he wants to go with.
I wonder.
So WeiFu's gonna start, yeah, so he goes with the heal bot, which is solid. I mean, he didn't really have too much to do anyway. Now, Nacanoob probably wants to do Ancient of Lore, but he's gonna force the Wrath, and that Drake also does work well to fill out the curve. We could see him potentially do a Hero Power, considering he would overkill the Drake by 1. Ooh, and he gets first part of his combo coming up in turn 9. That might be important. So he does choose to Hero Power down the Drake rather than using the Wrath, considering it will overkill it. So being kind of very card efficient, I guess. He's not using the card if he doesn't need to. He has the other options. He's not too worried about his health as well. So Backstab's going to come down. That's going to kill off the Lothar, probably from the trade. Now, will we do double SS7 agent? Interesting, okay.
Ha, this guy's toast.
And now WeiFu is looking fairly solid. Wild Growth. That's like the first time seeing Wild Growth for Nacanoob in like 4 games or something. That's rather interesting. But anyway, so he probably can't play Wild Growth here. He doesn't want to. Looks like Sylvanas is going to be played.
I have no time for games.
And he's actually going to Wrath for 3 on one of the dudes. I guess that means WeiFu could use his weapon with a deadly poison on it to kill off Sylvanas. Oh, he's just going to sap it. That works as well. I mean, Sylvanas is kind of like a sap magnet. She always kind of gets sapped. So she's sad about that, but hopefully Nacanoob can pull out a nice recovery. Okay, so Tinker Sharpsword Oil, and wow, alright then. So Nacanoob should be fearful here. He might have to do a Force of Nature just to be defensive. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be the play, and just a Hero Power probably.
Pay attention, class.
I'm ready to learn.
Alright, so Ooh, we got a glitch Dr. Broom. Do we see that? Nice. That's gonna be fun. We might disconnect from the game because of that glitch, but hopefully we can... Hopefully it's not gonna be too bad. And looks like we have reports from the other game. The email support actually did win. So we're gonna report that onto the scores. And that means that he will go up against Koroneko next. And that'll be really fun to watch as well.
So many options.
So we might have to reload this game considering I think the Dr. Boom... Oh, never mind. It's working.
I'm ready to learn.
So Dr. Boom was just hanging there. Glitched out is all hell.
I'm ready to learn.
Oh, nice, nice. I love that. I love the animations going for the glitch Dr. Boom. That's awesome. So here comes the Blade Flurry, and that's gonna leave a lot of dummy targets for the Boombots to hit. Ah, dang it. Okay, so as far as damage on board, that's 6 damage, and the weapon is at 1, so that's 7 damage potentially. Nacanoob can heal. He is safe essentially, considering he knows the rogue has no. The rogue has no cards. So it looks like he's gonna heal and just hero power down one of the tokens and just try to survive as long as possible. He already used one Force of Nature to clear, so I don't know what his win condition is that would have to be left. So Phantom Knives is just gonna be nice to cycle.
I'm ready to learn.
If he gets an Abyss, oh my god, he got an Abyss. How lucky is that? That's the one card he needed. Alright, and here we go with WeiFu. That means WeiFu's actually gonna win this. Oh, never mind. It's not over. Wait, Nacanoob healed. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Yeah, Nacanoob healed. So this is not over. So he healed and he saved himself that extra little bit. But the board is just kind of big. He would like to get a swipe here. He has 2 chances to get the swipe with the Wild Growth. And then if he also has a Shredder to play. Savage Roar, you need minions. He doesn't have the minions. So he's going to use both his Wild Growths. Doesn't quite get it, so... He's trying to calculate... Okay, so this is... this is lethal, dang it. We have 7 on board here, and then this is 8. He has to armor up, so 1 damage off lethal. And then WeiFu, hopefully... Oh, the prep's useless. Okay, okay. He might use the prep just for the extra minion, though. That would be hilarious. Just a naked prep. Oh man, so WeiFu is currently 1 damage off lethal, and he has almost the most useless card in his deck right now in his hand. Nacanoob has some ways to get lethal. I mean, with this minion on board, Savage Roar would be 2 damage off lethal. I guess 1 damage if he hero powers as well. So WeiFu I guess he's just trying to figure out if he wants to play the prep as an extra dude. Obviously that plays into swipe, but you know, when you're 1 damage off lethal, you kind of have to use everything at your disposal. I don't know why he's thinking about this so hard.
Choose soon.
Oh, and Nacanoob actually got Okay, so yeah, the Whirling Zapmatic has to die, and that would have been lethal if he's kept that alive. BGH not too helpful, but it will be a minion, a nice cheap minion to get on board. Lore would be really nice eventually, just for the extra heal. It looks like Nakanoob's gonna smash his face in the Violet Teacher, essentially eliminating the threat. Okay, so here we go. Does Nakanoob act? Oh, he got it. The deadly poison is it. That's it. Okay, so WeiFu actually pulls this one out. All right, bravo to him.